Welcome this morning to my channel. Again, I must remind you, my name is Joanne Farrell and I am a blogger. And I must say thank you for all those who has taken the time off to view this channel, to subscribe to the channel, and to give me a thumbs up. But I'm here to encourage. I'm here to teach. I'm here to support. So I must say thank you again and I welcome you. All the new viewers, I welcome you. This morning, I will be speaking to you on an interesting topic. It has created many controversies, but I will try to simplify and break it down as much as possible for you to comprehend. I have spoken to many people about this topic and I get various answers. However, I must reinforce that I speak to you from a spiritual perspective. And this topic is the power of altars. What is an altar? An altar is a place where humanity meets with divinity. An altar is a place where physical connections are made with spiritual entities on legal grounds. An altar is a place where spiritual exchanges are made. Life is an exchange. So most of the time, I should say 100% of the time, that altar performs that function where spiritual exchanges are conducted. An altar is a place where things are birthed, whether it be good or bad, depending on the altar used, or where things are aborted. And finally, an altar is a place of sacrifice. It is the last component on the ladder, but it is the most important on the rung, a place of sacrifice. I must reinforce at this point that altars do speak. You might ask yourself, how is that so? Remember I told you a minute ago the functions of the altar? It is a meeting place on legal grounds where the physical interacts with the spiritual. However, on speaking to various persons, I have learned that there are one or two things that can make your altar ineffective. Yes, you can have a place that is there essentially that you have actually separated in order to conduct your prayers. But for it to be effective, there are certain things that has to be done for that altar to begin speaking. One, your altar must be dedicated. You have set up a prayer room, which can be your altar, because it's a specific place where you meet with God, the Holy Spirit, or whatever you are into. But have you dedicated that altar? Children of God, have you taken the time to consecrate your altar? You can consecrate your altar. Have some olive oil present. Olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, which is anointed, meaning it has been prayed over. And you anoint your altar to begin speaking. After dedication and consecration, have you taken the time now to give your altar a name? Your altar has to be named. Why do you think we carry names in the physical? Your name is your identity. That is your personal, individual identity. And your name will carry some form of weight in the physical and in the spiritual. So, you name your altar. You can name your altar, for example, based on the situations in your life. You will see the patterns. It's just that too many of us eyes are closed. We do not see the pattern that take place. You could be up against promise and fail. You can be up against stagnancy. You can be up against delays. You can be up against lack. You can be up against failure. You can be up against barrenness in your womb and in your feet. You can be up against delays. You can be up against disappointments. You can be up against disfavor. So what are you up against? The patterns will be there. You just need to open your eyes to see the patterns that are occurring, and you'll be able to nail that strong man. So back to altars. You can give your altar a name, for example, altar of revenge. You can name your altar. There are some stuff that has been stolen from you by the thief, whose mission statement is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. You can name your altar, altar of restoration. You can name your altar, altar of breakthrough. Are you having miscarriages in your finances? As soon as you get paid, does the money fall through your hand? That is another topic. Are suitors coming to you? You're going into a relationship, and then they just turn away after a moment or after a period? Yes. So you need to name your altar to fight these negatives. Now, after naming your altar, for your altar to become effective, there should be a sacrifice. What are you willing to be placed on your altar? What are you going to sacrifice to God or the Holy Spirit? Sacrifice is important for your altar to speak. What is the seed that you are putting on the altar? You can test yourself through faith. You can release your faith, especially if you're battling with holy hands / finances. Those funds, your salary, the last $1,000 you have in your hand, why not sacrifice that $1,000? Put your faith in God, knowing that that sacrifice will begin to speak on your finances. Exercise your faith and release. For you to have, you have to release. The secret of having is in releasing. You have a TV. It's the only thing you have in your home. But you can bless someone with it. You can bless someone who needs that television more than you. You might see someone who might need something, because some people are worse off. If you listen to their stories, they are so worse off. Sometimes you don't even have a story that can compare to theirs, but you thank God in the midst of your story. So look beyond you and bless someone. So depending on the name that you give your altar through dedication and consecration, your sacrifice will determine if the altar speak for you or speak against you. The demonic world operates with altars. They package stuff and send it through the altars. Some of them, we know, gain what they have through altars, the demonic world. But we know that on the other side, the godly side, the side of light, that you can also create an altar dedicated to God, to the Holy Spirit, which can fight any arrow being sent from an altar against you. I must say too at this point, I have omitted it. I'm so sorry about that, but it now came to my thought. The altar will also have a priest or priestess behind that altar. For the altar to function, the altar will have a priest or priestess that will dedicate the altar, and for the altar to function. So choose good or evil. We all know the end of evil. We see it every day. And if we have eyes to see, we know that a good altar with a highly anointed priest or priestess can pray and can release a sacrifice that will meet in the spiritual to swallow the altar of any evil priest or priestess. Listen, set up an altar in your home. Dedicate the altar and consecrate the altar. Then ensure that the altar is fed through your seed, through constant prayer, which also can be termed a sacrifice. Ensure that your altar is effective and is speaking against any evil that is being sent to you, because we are living in a very wicked world. Even the altar in the church, you have not set up your own altar. But please, once that altar is uncontaminated, you can use the altar at the church to turn tears into laughter. My people, let us be radical. Let us be radical out here, because the demonic world is also radical out there. What are you doing? Act. Act on your belief. Act with Jehovah Gibber at the forefront. Act with the Adonai at the forefront. Act that the conquering Lion of Judah, who conquered last year for you, who conquered 2 years ago for you, and you are still standing, will act today on behalf of you. Set up your altar. Don't be lazy, because they are not lazy. The platform of wickedness is wickedness. They are not lazy. So why are you lazy? As I said, fight the good fight. Jesus has already empowered you to fight the good fight. He said the battle is his, but you have to get up and do something for him to get the glory and for you to be victorious over your adversaries. Fight the good fight with all your mights, and fight from the position of victory, of having a godly altar. This is another video, and I thank you for viewing this channel. I thank you for subscribing to this channel. I thank you for giving me a thumbs up, and please make it a must in your life that you set up your altar. And don't forget to name your altar, which is the part that most people leave out. Don't forget to make your altar effective through a sacrifice. Remember, everything on this earth belongs to God. Don't keep it. Don't stuff it in your bosom. You don't want a better life? You want to still stay in Egypt? So, adhere to what I am saying this morning, and you will have a peaceful life, a successful life, one where your tears will turn into laughter. Thank you again, my viewers, and don't forget to share this video. Thank you.